First thing I want to say is, since the situation happened, well, we was in the rain. I'm having issues right now with the actual power in my phone once again. Don't worry about it. It's all going to get sorted out. Nothing to think about. But it's probably because my phone got wet to all hell. So I might just have to wait a couple of days in order for it to start working appropriately. With that being said, we're going to get right into the show immediately. Was there any comments? No, there wasn't. We're going to get right into the show. No time to, do our monologue. There are things that I wanted to discuss. Today's show, just so we can be clear, is going to be about Joe Biden. Joe Biden came out and he said something that was really, really interesting. It actually talks about the scope of the political atmosphere in America, and it's that in the change that is actually probably going on right now that should have been happening, but it wasn't, because individuals was just the Donald Trump hate was just too much. It made it impossible. Change just couldn't happen, because whenever you get into a conversation and certain things in certain individuals start losing the debate, the first thing they say is Trump this and Trump that, when we're not talking about Trump. We're talking about the Biden administration. With that being said, there's things that have been happening that cannot be explained away or ignored. And so one of the things is Biden has consistently came out and support of Israel, and by also sending troops and weapons, and actually talking about a new plan that they have for, I think, $6 billion or some number like that they're going to split up between the Ukraine and Israel, apparently. So it's something like that going on. I don't know how that works in any regard. We're going to be discussing that. Also, and I want to lead off with this real quick, because some of y'all might want to hear about this, and I want to get this out of the way. Tekashi 6ix9ine has been arrested now. Before, they were just preventing him from leaving the Dominican Republic. For everybody that don't know, there was a situation happened with a female that might or might not still be his girlfriend. Her name is Yalin. She used to date Anil. I think I'm saying his name right. Anyway, guys, super uber popular. No disrespect intended. I promise you, no disrespect intended. Dude's uber popular. Anyway, in any regard, homegirl used to date him. At some time, 6ix9ine started dating her and then was throwing it in his face. Like, I don't get it. In any regard, I don't get it. I didn't need to stop and say something real quick. I never understand how somebody don't like you, so they go after your girl. Like, I get it. But it's like you can't be the person, so you attack their what you perceive to be their weak link. I'm gonna say something, and I need for you to pay attention. All of us have watched the anime, correct? If you watch anime, you want to know what the hero usually does, and sometimes the villain, but it's the honorable thing to do, and that is to fight against your opponent at their highest level, when they're their best. I just want to be clear about this. So that means not attacking weak links. The reason in which why they do that is because that has something to do with honor. So I'm not attacking Tekashi 6ix9ine per se, but I'm just saying in general, I never understood the concept of I'm going to attack the weak link because I can't defeat you. I get it. You're using chess. Other people are playing checkers. Thank you for exposing to Anel that he shouldn't be with Yalin. Really helped that guy out. In any regards, Tekashi 6ix9ine attacked some producers. The wrong guys also, apparently. Some people are hurt. There's lawsuits allegedly that's going to be happening. There's a lot going on. He was in the Dominican Republic. I don't think he has the protections that he would normally have here in America in the Dominican Republic. Maybe he thinks that the Biden administration got time to try to go get him. I don't think he fits their criteria. With that being said, also, I don't know why they would not keep holding him. I don't understand why they would give him bond and or bail, because it seems like they picked him up while they had to actually prevent him. Pardon me, they didn't pick him up while it happened, but they actually had to prevent him from attempting to escape. So I don't know if they're going to give him any kind of bond or anything, or allow for him to be able to wait outside where they decide in the courtroom exactly when the trial is going to be, or however they get that sorted out. We want to discuss that a little bit later also, just so we could be clear. But let's get to the main topic. Biden goes on air. Okay, so for the people that don't understand why this is a big deal, I'm going to just say a thing or two. Joe Biden got elected. His administration got put in charge of America's safety. One of the main things that they said was that Trump's foreign policies were terrible. Everything Trump was doing was wrong. And what they're going to do is something different, because they're going to do it the right way. Every time Trump sends out a tweet to another country, they say he's about to instigate a war. Trump threatened those guys. He's about to instigate a war. Trump threatened, well, he's not really threatening. Trump just telling those dudes what's going to happen if they move wrong. So be easy. The Democratic Party said he's trying to instigate a war with Korea, with China. Just if you need me to name some places where somebody is saying that I'm wrong and don't know what I'm talking about. He was going at China hard. Them niggas ain't want no smoke. I don't even think the Chinese talked about him. Did they? He used to wake up in the middle of the damn morning and tweet at freaking the dude from North Korea. He was... That guy pretended to be dead, fam. Do y'all understand what happened? When Trump was president, do you remember when nobody could find him? He was pretending to be dead. When did he pop back up? When Biden became president. Hold on. Nobody caught that? Hold on. We got to stop for a second. Do y'all remember the president dude of North Korea? What's his name? Kim Jong-un. Remember when we didn't know where he was at? Niggas was like, we haven't seen him in months. His sister took charge. She came out of nowhere and was like, it's my turn. Y'all don't remember that shit? I promise you that nigga was probably in hiding. Because as soon as Biden and them became president, remember, he was going back and forth with Trump like crazy. Trump kept warning him. Remember, Trump woke up at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning as usual and tweeted at them. And like 2 days later, or like a day later, he had a whole parade with all of his super large fucking missiles down the street. Fam! I can't be the only one that remembers this shit. Anyway, I don't know when he popped back up. I'm just thinking right now, did he pop back up after Biden became president? I'm curious about that. In any regard, the Democrats consistently said that Trump did not know what he was doing, that everything he was doing was wrong. But I want to admit something to you. We had no boots on ground when Trump was president. We had a lot of other espionage shit going on. That happens. What can I tell you? That's always going. It's always happening. But we had no boots on ground. We just had regular old spy shit happening. That's, that's just what it is. There was no boots on ground. What happens as soon as freaking Biden and them become president? Now there's boots on ground in 2 different nations. Did you know that Kim Jong-un gave a speech the other day where he said that Trump needs to be president of America again? Because look it up. Look it up. Was that a good callback or was that a good callback? Look it up. I'm not even capping. The dude that disappeared, he was arguing with Trump on social media. Fam! He just recently put out a freaking, I don't know what it was, a public service. Maybe they were lying about what he said. What the hell do I know? I don't speak North Korean. Do they speak just Korean? I'm curious about that because that guy's really xenophobic. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just changed the whole language. They don't live in the year we live in. Y'all know that, right? North Korea don't live in the year we live in. So he has like a grandfather or great grandfather or something like that. And their calendar or their year starts like at his birth or his death or some shit like that. That's when their years start. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. So they don't even live like they don't. To them, this is not 2023. To them, it's like 160, 126. I'm real talk, fam. I'm not even capping. Go look it up. Never capping, but you get the point. Go look it up. Why do I say all that? Why do I want to remind y'all about all of that? Because Joe Biden just came out and said something. And what Joe Biden said, y'all gotta stop voting for these guys because they're telling you what you want to hear. Joe Biden comes out and he says, now he admits, he says, all of Hamas, pardon me, all of the people in Gaza are not Hamas. But you're giving them weapons that, at least to our eye, from what we're observing, it looks like these weapons are being used against civilians. So I need to understand what you're saying. Are you telling us that you're sending our troops weapons and support to a nation to help a nation exterminate and or do what it looks like, what it's being said to be? I'm not saying it is, but what it's being said to be. We're just reporting on the matter. One people exterminate another, and America is sending support to the people that's doing the extermination. And now you just admitted that you know what it is. See, people don't know how to listen sometimes. So he's going to continue to send support, but he's also going to say, and I promise you, that they're going to talk to Israel to see if they can do a different type of campaign, while they're going to continue to helping them do whatever it is that they're currently doing. I promise you. I haven't seen any buildings in Israel destroyed. So I'm not there. I don't know what's happening over there. Our media in America is so controlled. I know people think it isn't, but it's so controlled in America. Our media is extremely controlled. You think that it's not. Because we've been under a hypnosis for so long. Like, I could even explain to you how when certain news programs come on, how they actually put you under the hypnosis due to the iconography that they put on the screen and shoot at you, that then puts you into a trance and make you more susceptible to the things that they're saying. The funny thing about this is, if anybody went to any type of graphic arts school, you know I'm saying the truth. So I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Our president just said, for all intents and purposes, that they don't agree that every single person in Gaza is Hamas. So therefore, being America, we're supposed to go places and actually defend the downtrodden. So you know what America's supposed to do right now, right? So I'm going to back up off of that for a second. I'm going to say something. Y'all voted Trump out of office because a group of people shouted out that he was a liar. And almost everything that he said was going to happen has happened. Why y'all not mad at the group of people that shouted out he was a liar? They nitpicking Trump now over the little tiniest inaccuracies that he make, trying to make him out to be a liar. So people don't pay attention to the fact that they lied to you. Think about that for a moment. That's why Trump is under constant attack. They lied to you. I'm going to explain that Trump is a businessman. When America has policies that keep money out of the hand of the consumer, that hurts Trump. That hurts Trump and Trump's friends. I'm going to say that again for the people that don't get it. So understand, Trump is a businessman. So when the American consumer don't have money to go spend, that hurts him and his friends. Y'all get it yet? What demographic of people in America is known to spend their money the most fluidly? You just don't get it yet. Why did prices go down? Let's pay attention to something that Trump did. Trump, and they said, he made tax breaks to all of his friends because Trump made a deal with companies to give them tax breaks in order to lower prices. Trump gave them the tax breaks, prices lowered. Tell me where I'm saying anything wrong. Prices for things lowered. Guess what happens? Spending of things go up because now people have more disposable income. Just wanted to point something out. You know, when they were trying to give reparations to people in California, the group that was against it the most was the NAACP. They said you can't give black people money because they're going to spend it the wrong way. We need to use that money for different programs. Don't give it to the individual black person. You do know that happened, right? The NAACP. Yeah, I'm saying it right. The NCAA. I be mixing those guys up sometimes. The NAACP was against it. Pay attention to that for a moment. These are y'all leaders saying that if y'all got a lump sum of money in California, black people would not do the appropriate thing with it to help save their community and their families. So give us the money so we could decide where we're going to put it. What's one of the main things I be telling you about Democrats? They're always trying to set up a slush fund situation. That's why they keep putting these clinics in your fucking neighborhoods. Argue against a clinic. Next time they pull up and start talking about they want to put a clinic in your neighborhood, say we don't want a clinic, we want a free kitchen. That's what we want. We want you to set that money up, and we want a kitchen, a cafeteria, where 2 to 3 times a day people could come in and get a meal for free. That's what we want. How about that? Independent of how much money they make. How about that? Let's do that. In any regard. They were trying to set up a fund. The NAACP was trying to set up a fund with the quite possibly, I guess, millions and billions of dollars that was going to be doled out to black people in California. So I just need for you to understand, when have these leaders, as of recent, been promoting something that's helping us and pushing us in the direction that we need to go as a people? It seems like there's been different levels of division that's been created. Now we have a set of our people that believe that the rest of us can't take care of ourselves. So they spend all of their time trying to get in between an individual and their decisions. Shout out to Kyra Knows. She said, Grand Rising, Frost. Grand Rising, baby girl. How you doing? Just something to be mindful of. Back to Biden. All praises to the Most High. That's a fact. Glory be to God. Back to Biden. I want to say something and I want to be clear. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. The Democratic Party know that they effed up. The Democratic Party knows that they cannot control the information that's coming out right now, and it's terrible information, and it's making the situation look really, really bad for anybody that's throwing bombs on innocent civilians. I wait for things to play out. I'm going to explain to you. There's two reasons. First one is this. A lot of activists, as soon as the shit happened, jumped out the window that I never really heard talking about Gaza ever before. Never seen these guys lend their voice to Gaza. None of them. All of these activists, they never lent their voice to the Gaza Strip before. I've seen them speak about things in other places here and there, but they never lent their voices to the Gaza Strip. So that means that you knew what was happening there and you never lent your voice to these people, or very seldom. So this was something that was on the forefront of your understanding, so that as soon as something happened, you felt obligated to immediately speak on it on your platform. But before it boiled over, before the terrible things happened, you never spent. I don't like to say that people are getting paid off. In any regard, I just find it really hypocritical that whenever something happens to black people, y'all say everybody has to get involved. When you know that that is basically an open air prison. One of the most important things that a leader has to have is compassion. Y'all don't see it, but Joe Biden lacks compassion. Trump doesn't. That's the reason why Trump's a better leader. See, when a man lacks compassion, they always think that they're right. Because it's not that they think that they're right, it doesn't matter if they're right. Your feelings don't matter. You don't matter. The situation doesn't matter. narcissistic traits to the utmost. I don't think Biden has compassion. Can I be wrong? Of course I could be wrong. It's just an opinion. But I think Biden lacks compassion. I heard how he spoke about black people in the 70s. I heard about how he spoke about black people in the 90s. It was eerily similar. Now, you can't tell me that that man had that type of political capital, pardon me, that this man was a part of politics for all of that time and kept that same energy, kept that same voice. But then all of a sudden, as he got as old as he got, he just decided, I'm just going to turn the other cheek. I don't agree with that. And when I'm saying lack compassion, I'm not just talking about against any demographic of people. I'm saying in general. I'm going to tell you a story about Trump real quick. So Trump got Trump Towers down here, right? Manhattan. So somehow some homeless lady moved into one of the apartments. I'm not sure if she was living there. I think she like somehow moved in. I don't even know how it happened. I'm not 100% clear if she was living there and stopped paying or what the situation was. Anyway, so they come to Trump. And they're like, Trump, we got this homeless lady that lives in one of the apartments. Right? Trump said, just let her stay there. Just let her stay there. Yeah, I didn't even read that, just so we could be clear. So I don't even know what you're talking about. You just wrote a whole message and then retracted it. I didn't read it. So I don't know what it was. Shout out to that. So I want to be clear about something. I need to hear somewhere where that man has had compassion. Because that's compassion, man. There's other things that I've heard about Trump. There's so many. He was one of the main contributors to Jesse Jackson's campaign to become president. Like, it's not that I like the guy, because that Central Park shit is a thing. But he did the Central Park thing that affected 5 people, and that's terrible. But this is the trolley problem. There's 5 people on this side. There's thousands of people on that side. Do we go with Trump or do we go with Biden? It's the trolley problem. Y'all all chose Biden. People chose going with Biden. People chose, like, do you know what the trolley problem is? So when I look at Trump, I say there's 5 people that he affected in an effed up way. And I'm pissed off at him for this. Really mad. But Biden did the 95 crime bill. And before that, he was even against letting blacks and whites go in the same schools. For everybody that don't know. He was against that. Like, he was like, blacks got to have their own schools. They can't go to school with us. This is a real thing. Like, the footage exists. I don't got a cap in any regard. So that's all on this side. That's all on Biden's side. Y'all forgave all of that. But y'all mad at Trump over tweets. Y'all mad at Trump over the Central Park 5. Rightfully so. You know, if you're mad at the tweets, rightfully so. I mean, I'm not mad at the tweets. But y'all mad at him because apparently y'all believed a lot of shit that he said was lies. But apparently things actually happened, so they weren't lies. But y'all still mad at him and y'all still call him a liar. So I don't know what to do with that. Let me explain this real quick for the people that don't get what I'm trying to say. They called Trump came out and said things like, if the Democrats win, they're going to try to turn boys into girls and little girls into boys. He said that, right? Y'all called him a liar. What's happening? In California, they have a law that's either getting passed or already has passed. Whereas if your child goes to school one day, was born with a penis, goes to school and come home and decide that now they want to chop their penis off and they want to get hormone injections and stuff like that. And, so they get, their testosterone stopped and stuff like that. You got to be encouraging this. Like, you not only got to be like, okay, I'll get out of your way and let you do it to a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, but you got to encourage it and be like, yeah, chop off that penis. Like, you got to be like that. Or they take your child from you and you can go to jail, I believe. I am not crapping you. This is a real thing. Go check it out. It's on the internet. It's Googleable. He said that. Y'all said he was lying. What up, PC? He said that. Y'all said he was lying. What is another thing y'all called him a liar for? Y'all said that if Biden won, there was going to be wars. Y'all called him a liar. What is there? Y'all tried to stop everything that he was doing so you could stop it and then say he lied. When if he's trying to do something and you block it, he's not lying. You blocked it. What in the hell? That's manipulation. Think about it like this. At the end of John Wick, let's say John Wick don't make it up the stairs in time and that other guy win. How fair is that? That wasn't because John Wick wasn't trying. He got blocked. No, he didn't get blocked. But it would have been him getting blocked. It wouldn't have been him not trying. Manipulation. I don't know what to tell you. So I got a different question. Hold on. Listen. So they're going after Trump dumb hard. A lot of the things that Trump is actually, not all, but a lot of the things that Trump is actually in trouble for is things that other presidents do. Like when you take like notes home from work. They all do that. I'm going to tell you how real it is. Go look up when the Smithsonian goes and makes a collection for the president after the president passed away. Or, after the president isn't in office anymore. Often, they have to go to the estate of the president. You know what I'm saying? Of the, the president that's not president no more. Like, when they put their shit in the Smithsonian, they don't go to the government and get stuff from the government. They often got to go to the estate. Now, I don't know how, like, because people be, like, pissed off about this. And then just assuming he's showing other countries this information. Did y'all see how he talked to other countries? A New Yorker gets it. If you're not from New York, I guess you don't get it. But they was like talking like he was like Putin's friend. My nigga, he was pretty disrespectful in a lot of those comments I seen him making to Putin. I'm just telling you, I'm a New Yorker, fam. He wasn't talking to Putin nicely. PC says, what blows my mind, Biden said, y'all not really black if you don't vote for him, but he was racist as AF back in the day. Back in the day? Okay. Yeah, he did say that. He absolutely said that. You are correct. Back in the day, PC says, yeah, Biden got a garage that isn't. Yes, Biden has a garage that isn't no more secure than my garage or anyone else's with classified documents from when he was vice president and wasn't even allowed or supposed to have. Fam, politicians bring their shit home with them. It is what it is. I'm not really here for making any politician holding them accountable in the court of law unless we could prove that they knowingly was giving other people the information, or they, somebody acquired some of the information and it was through them. I don't even understand these things. They're prosecuting him on what ifs. That's not the way our judicial system is supposed to work. Anyway, the thing that happened with the January 1st or the January 6th, pardon me, I get that. I'm all for that. I get that. I don't know how you're going to hold him liable per se, but the individuals that's getting their time that they're getting and all of that shit that's happening to them, no, I get that. That should be happening. You can't just walk into our Capitol building and run whatever they was doing, run roughshod. PC says, right, you are right, but why raid Trump and make a big deal about the paperwork he had? They just want to give Trump a felony. They're just trying to prevent Trump from running for president. No, I think your points are good. They're just trying to, and you're talking about the conversation. They're just trying to, in my belief, they're just trying to, put Trump in a position that he can't run for president. Like, this is America. People 100% vote for somebody who's been convicted. Like, what the hell? This is America. Like, if they think convicting Trump could be in jail. If he could get his name on the ballot, he might get elected in jail and then pardon himself. Fam, this is still America. This is still America, fam. If he runs, anybody that runs against Biden at this point is probably going to win. So y'all better hope that Biden either doesn't get the nomination, or there's a really good Republican that gets the nomination, because whoever runs against Biden is going to win. And that's if there is an election. I seen someone else talking about how they might also be trying to put the election off. I've seen an actual, I forgot what it was, just in something. It could have been a bullshit ass page, but I don't think it was. Could have been a bullshit ass page, but I don't think it was. I think it was some other. I think it was a known publication actually speaking about it. Like, for real. Nah, that's just so we could be clear. So Biden comes out and says not all everybody in the Gaza Strip is Hamas. I want to say something. Do you know he's also making Americans pay America back? Like, the people that's out there, if they come get you and you're an American, and they come get you, this is allegations, and they come get you and save you and bring you back to America, you got to pay America back. Allegedly. Did y'all hear about that? I don't know how true that is, but did y'all hear about that? I saw the name of that person that wrote the chat. That was one of my brother's are they coming over here? Are they the people that's stalking me? Like, I got my brother's wife, and they've been trying to steal from me dumb hard. And that was that name that I just saw in there, isn't it? Let me scroll up real quick. Yeah, I think that is the name. So that's why people believe this fuck shit about me? Nah, that's probably not what's happening. Because I'm like, I just want to say something real quick. So I just want to say something real quick. I'm sorry that I'm getting off track. I just want to say something real quick. Then I'm going right back. You know what? Glory be to God. The things that God's doing in my life when I don't even see him doing it. The things that's happening, it allow for me to, I don't even need to address that. Now, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Don't put that in the chat, please. You know what? Glory be to God. I'm just too grateful. The things that God has done for me in my life. I'm just too grateful. I'm just going to keep the show going. With that being said, so I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I said something in the beginning of the show. Sometimes I don't know that people know that I book in a lot of things that we do over here. I just don't make a big deal about it. But I'm pointing it out. So in the beginning of the show, I said something. Right? And I need for us to understand this. Pay attention. Listen. America sent ships to go help Israel. While the ships are either there or on the way, they're probably there already. America has now just acknowledged that Israel is firing on civilians, people who are not a part of Hamas. That means that America is acknowledging that the continuation of this, them doing this with knowledge of this, is a war crime. The Bible is interesting. The Bible is extremely interesting. One of the things the Bible speaks about is there's going to be a war. And during this war, there's going to be signifying of a thing. Oh, I'll speak about that too. Thank you, King Will. Signifying of a thing. But this isn't a war, fam. What's currently happening right now is not a war. So this isn't anything from what the Bible is saying if the Bible is speaking about a war. This is not a war. What they're describing that's going on over there is not a war. That's not a war. I don't know what you want to call that, but that's not a war. King Will, shout out to King Will. He says, yo, Frost, did you hear about the Palestinian mother and 6-year-old son? They got up in Chicago by the landlord. The kid got deleted. They're saying the landlord did it because of the issue in the Middle East. I heard about that, and it's terrible. And I'm going to say this again. Women, stop letting the world convince you that you don't need men. These weirdo-ass, predator-ass niggas is always looking for women that live alone to prey on them. Go find yourself a nice man. It won't be the best man in the world. Find you a nice man. You need a man in the house. These weirdos, when they kick in your door, the police ain't gonna get there when it happened. You understand? You need a man in the house. You need a man in your life. You need to be seen with a man. He don't got to be the best man in the world. He don't got to be the toughest man in the world, the greatest man in the world, or nothing. But women, you need a man. Stop letting the world convince us that independence is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Being dependable is the greatest thing since I don't know, probably not since sliced bread. You know, there's some pretty good things out there. But you get the point. Um, the dude was old too, right? He was like 60 something, wasn't he? Lived his whole life. Lived his whole life and some. And took a child out of here. And a young mother. Women, stop letting the world trick you into being vulnerable. Left defenseless. That's what I see when I hear about these tragedies. You know how often 77, sheesh. You know how often I hear about a situation where a female was telling the story about how something bad happened that her man warned her about, and she just decided not to listen because she's independent. The first level of protection is instruction. That's the first level of protection. So when a man really cares about you, he's going to give instruction the best way that he can. Shout out to Beatz. He's going to give protection the best way that he can. That protection begins with instruction. I can't protect you if we can't move in step. We need to be able to move in step. My heart goes out to this young lady. I do not know her situation. My heart goes out to the family, the child. But we need to just have more families, please. We really need less single mothers. So that means that women and men are going to have to get together and figure this out in our communities. We need less single mothers, man. They tricked y'all into thinking y'all all wanted a job. Y'all lived at home. In many cases, took care of the finances. I'm going to explain something that a lot of people don't understand. Often, back in the day, the woman was more educated than the male. Often. So, the woman often controlled the finances. Often. Controlled the house. They made that sound like bondage. They made all of those great responsibilities that women had that helped keep the family together feel like bondage. King Will says he's a deleted man walking. Absolutely. Cook County ain't no joke, especially if you locked up for a crime against women and children. I don't think that guy's concerned with being alive anymore, so I don't think that's a concern of his. I don't think that's a concern. There's certain things that people do that I just don't think they be concerned with being alive no more. There's a lot of people that's walking around and, they're just not doing anything that's creating their immediate demise. But there's a lot of people that's walking around and they don't really care about being alive anymore. Like, it's not, they don't care. They got other responsibilities in their head, other things that are more important. You understand? But I can understand why people will believe the negative things about me if it was that person. So mad that I didn't show them how I do the YouTube stuff. So mad. I helped you out though. I helped you out a lot. I linked you up with a lot of people to make money with. And just because I didn't show you how I do what I do, I linked you with a lot of people to make money. A lot. In other states. A lot of people. It's always the people you help the most. King Will says, that's a fair statement. It's always the people you help the most, man. It's always the people you help. Y'all gonna lose, by the way. Just think I throw that out there. Y'all gonna lose. And then when it's found out, yeah, y'all name is gonna be pretty bad. Y'all still trying to be in the industry. Remember, I'm legit. Y'all know me, so y'all know I'm legitimately a nice guy. Y'all know me, so you know I'm legitimately a nice guy. And God got me, so I'm not going nowhere. I can't even explain to you how much I'm not going nowhere. God got me, man. Shout out to them one side. God got me. Oh, first time? Okay. Miss Robin Blackwell. Said I what? I enjoy you do much. Biden not good for many. Okay. Miss Blackwell. I used to have a phone. Hold on, I'm gonna say something real quick. I used to have a phone. Okay, Miss Blackwell. I used to have a phone that whenever I pressed the enter button, the space bar, it was just to always put a fucking period. So I used to literally type like that on that phone for years, and there was nothing that I could do about it. So yeah, my lens is ridiculously blurry. We're gonna get that fixed soon. Don't worry about it. We getting that fixed soon. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. God pulled up. God pulled up with so much love. Let me go get my coffee. Be right back. God pulled up with so much love. Put it in the chat what y'all want to discuss. My phone got wet like hell yesterday. I might so not yesterday, a couple of days ago when we was filming football. Supposed to be football today too. Not entirely sure how we're gonna handle that situation. There should be some football today. In any regard, I hope the Lord blesses them. I don't mean any ill will towards anyone. I hope the Lord blesses them, give them whatever it is that they need. Especially when I don't want to be around people, I always wish all the positivity for them. If there's some way being happy, they don't got time to think about me. They somewhere being happy, they don't got time to think about me. So I generally wish, like, you know, I don't wish bad on anybody. They somewhere living their life. They don't got to worry about me. There's no reason for them to be thinking about me. At least that's how I did. Yes, at least that's the idea. Think about me. Definitely all of the positive energy. I don't wish no bad on nobody. All of the positive energy. We spoke about 6ix9ine in the beginning. We could run back through 6ix9ine right now. That's not a problem. And then I want to get back to Biden immediately. PC is just here to change the topic. So you're gonna consistently see, but I'm fine with that. Keep putting in the other stuff. I don't care. I'll go back over 6ix9ine real quick, take 2 seconds, and then we get back to what we're talking about. Unless this conversation goes somewhere. We can talk about both things at the same time. Put your 6ix9ine comments in there. We can talk about two things at the same time. We could talk about two things in the same. I need more water. We could talk about two things at the same time. Put your comments in there. Literally had a cousin named Timber. Have a cousin named Timber. Used to hang out with him all the time. One of the reasons why I might have a bad habit of sometimes interrupting people is because when I'm really vibing with them, there's a thing that me and him used to always do where we would literally be talking over the top of each other and we'd be having two separate conversations at the same time. And we did, but we talking at the same time. And I'm not gonna lie, if I could have did a talk show with him, a podcast or something, or a radio show with him, it would be lit. Like our chemistry was incredible. I don't think I've ever had conversationalist chemistry with anybody at the level of Timber. It was just really high level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really high level. So don't worry about it. Anyway, 6ix9ine comment is, I think he's gonna get violated by the federal parole when he gets back to the States. You need permission to even leave the state or the country. What do you think? So you think he went over there without having permission? That's what you're saying? Because you're assuming he didn't have permission to leave the country. So you think that he just went over there without permission? He's been in DR and been pretty open about being in DR multiple times. So he's also been to Mexico. So he's been out the country numerous times. You don't think that they took care of that? I'm just asking. Okay. So that wouldn't be a problem of him violating anything as far as that is concerned. But are you saying that he might be getting in trouble because he went into another country and then got in trouble? I don't know what the parameters of that is, but him just getting in trouble because you're trying to say that he shouldn't have left the country, I'm pretty sure that they did all of the things that they're supposed to do and allowing for him to be able to leave the country. I don't know if he's going to get in trouble for catching a charge in another country. When other people usually go to another country, get in trouble, and come back to America, do America then punish them for the crime that they did in the other country? I don't think that that's a thing that normally happens. That the question that you're asking me is something that doesn't normally happen, gonna happen? I have no idea. What do you think? Give me a second. Yeah, it's on to you. Whatever you think. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Doesn't normally happen though. Maybe it happens. What do you think? No, but usually part of your probation stipulates that you can't get in trouble. You didn't get in trouble in America. You don't think his lawyer's going to argue that it wasn't in America? I don't think his lawyer's going to argue that. I would. I didn't break any American laws. I didn't say anything about breaking laws outside the country. Right? Anyway, back to Biden. Unless you got any more, put it in the chat. You want to talk about 6ix9ine, put it in the chat. I got 2 conversations. That's nothing. You want to talk about Biden and them, put it in the chat. I got 2 conversations. It's not nothing. In any regard, I do want to say this, especially concerning the people who have been trying to tell us who to vote for. Are they going to admit that they told us to vote for the wrong person? Are they going to admit that? I want to see a freaking advocate admit that. Maybe we were wrong. They lied to us. I'm fine with them saying that they lied to us. I'm fine with that. They lied to us. They told us they was going to do this. They told us they was going to do that. I'm fine with that. I want that. If they don't do that, how are y'all respecting they fucking telling you who to vote for? Biden just became our president and did all of the wrong things. He didn't do one thing wrong. He didn't do 2. He's doing so much effery that they have an all-out hate campaign on Trump just so y'all don't pay attention to what he's doing. Sheesh. They have an all-out war hate campaign. They have an all-out hate campaign on Trump just so y'all not paying attention to what Biden is and isn't doing. Why does he keep, every time he brings up some kind of point that's in America, he says it's going to hurt black people? No, fam, it's going to hurt Americans. The fuck is wrong with you? Pardon my language. What the heck is wrong with you? It's going to hurt Americans. Yes, black people are also going to suffer. But so is the Polish. So is the Irish. Whoever's living in that area where the thing is happening that's going to cause the effect. They're going to be affected. I'm tired of the pandering. I'm tired of the pandering. I don't want any more pandering. I don't want any more holidays. I don't want any more parades. I want some parades. But I mean, you get what I'm saying. I don't want anything that you're going to give us that's going to substitute something that's going to be of some kind of quality that's going to allow for a life to be changed. I don't want any more substitutes to actual substance. I'm tired of that part. I like parades. I'm not talking about marches. I'm talking about parades. I like them. People partying and being happy. But you get my point. I don't want them pulling up anymore and saying, we got you next time. But until then, we're going to recognize this about you or recognize that about you. But we got you next time. We got to help these people this time. You know what the Republicans do? The Republicans just do a thing and it affects everyone. Everybody gets affected. Them niggas don't care. Tell me where the lie at. Tell me where I'm Captain Fan. They'll change a policy and everybody gets affected. The Democrat will change a policy that'll just help that group or just help that group. And it always seems to miss the black men. Black men always seem to get missed. Straight black men. The head of Christ is God. The head of man is Christ. The head of woman is man. The head of child is woman. So, if they want to hold our nation down, they have to hold down the black male. If they want to hold our family down, they got to hold down the black woman. If they want to control our families, they have to control the black woman. If they want to control our nation, they have to control the black male. I'm going to say this much, and I want to be clear, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. When it's time for them to get elected again, they're going to come out talking black people this, black people this, black people this, trying to get our vote. They're going to talk about the $150 million that they get to black businesses. They could have gave us $1 billion. And I mean, just shipped it out to people. They could have gave us $5 billion. Just shipped it out to people. I want to be clear about this. I'm not talking about black people. I'm saying Americans. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Do you see how willingly they're giving money to other countries, and the money is going to be used to attack other countries? But our own country, they are unwilling to do anything other than put a band-aid on our own social issues. I like the fact that in China, their internet is monitored. I don't like to the level that their internet is monitored, but I like the fact that it's monitored. I don't believe that people should just be left unchecked to their own desires. I just don't believe that. I think not everybody wants to do good. And I think that's the biggest difference between people. There's people who, you know, if they stumble into the opportunity, they'll do good. But then there's people who actively want to do good. No, then there's just people who they're just, different type of people also. I'm not saying that there's only two types of people, just so we can be clear. I'm just saying that there's a difference between people who stumble into something and do something good because they stumbled into it. and people who will actively be searching to improve their community environment themselves. Uh, Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Anything else y'all want to discuss? Put it in the chat. Somebody said something earlier and I thought about weighing in on it. Or they said something and it reminded me of something. Dude says, why can't they never admit they was wrong? Just like the newspapers, they blast themselves on page and then. I make videos specifically saying where I've made mistakes at. Right? Whole entire videos dedicated to that. But what you have to understand is it don't matter where the correction is if the person is just upset. Why would you put, if you own a newspaper, why would you put on the front page that you've made a mistake when there might even be a bigger story that deserves more attention? You do have to understand, just so we could be clear. Like, let's say a big story is out. Are you really going to bump the big story to talk about a mistake that you've made? And usually it's not on 17. But if it is on 17, that means that it's probably deeper into the page. And it's probably where they have corrections and things like that at. Okay, so for everybody that don't know, there's a part of your newspaper. At least this is how newspapers used to be when I used to read them all the time. And it's basically the editorial section. And then the editorial section is where they will often talk about where there's probably been a mistake made from the previous. So you probably don't know how to navigate your newspaper. Not trying to be a dick. Yeah, this should be an editorial section. So the editorial section isn't going to be on the front page. I keep like, arm keep slipping off this shit. Editorial section wouldn't be on the front page. It'll be probably 17, 18, depending on, daily news. It used to be like in the 20 something page if it's like, particularly thick, news day or whatever the fuck. It'd be like on the 20 something page, generally speaking. Sometimes, if it was a lot of mess going on, it might even be deeper. Expect it like in the 50s, especially if they had like some kind of sale or something going on. So they used like a lot of people bought like different pages for different reasons, or whatever the case might be. Anyway, so yeah, so I used to really read newspapers. When I talk about I've been in interested in doing the news for a long time, it's not cap. When I tell you I've been studying shit for a long time, it's not cap. In any regard. No, it should be in the editorial section. If it's in the editorial section, it'll probably be on about the 17th page. If you put out information that's misinformation, that's a whole nother story. I promise you that wouldn't be on the 17th page. It's in the newspaper somewhere. That's news. I promise you, that's probably going to be on the front page. I thought you was just talking about a mistake. You're saying that they put out information that was inaccurate. Putting out the accurate information is a story. That's 9 times out of 10 on the front page. What you're saying is what you're saying right now is just coming out of your brain. That would be a story. Like, let's say you said Michael Jackson died and he was still alive. You don't think the very next day it wouldn't say Michael Jackson alive? Let's say you said that there was a war going on in Beirut and then you find out there's not a war going on in Beirut, something else is actually happening. You don't think the very next day on the front page it'll be the thing that's really happening? Then explaining that I'm just explaining. So the thing that you're saying is factually wouldn't make sense unless they were purposely trying to hide information. And in that type of situation, in the newspaper got a telephone call. It's either that or you're accusing the newspaper of not wanting to sell newspapers. So I'm not sure if you're accusing them of not wanting to sell newspapers or not. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I think you just don't know how newspapers work. That's all. It's fine. That's all. I think you just don't know how newspapers work. I think you just don't know how the news work. That's all. No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying that's my opinion. I could be wrong. But everything that you've just discussed involving the news shows to me that you might not know how the news works. Okay, I hear you, but everything that you just said was factually questionable. So you can rewind it. Same thing to the factually questionable. Now you're talking to me like I'm doing something to you. So are we, like, I gotta agree you know what you're talking about even when you don't know what you're talking about? That what we doing? What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat, fam. This guy's just here to argue. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. He was trying to have a sideways conversation with me. Y'all just don't get it. But he don't know what he's talking about. So now he's mad because I showed him up. So he don't know what he's talking about. Imagine a newspaper having a big story and them not putting it on the front page because they said the opposite thing the day before. That don't even make sense. Something was good enough to make the front page one day, but the clarification of it isn't good enough to make the front page when both of these front pages is 100% going to sell newspapers. And what's the front page supposed to do? Sell newspapers. That's why you get the front page. So even a correction of the story would still sell newspapers. It might sell more newspapers. People love a good tragedy. And people love when to be able to say, I told you so and shit like that. So, just so we can be clear. I think the thing you were saying was factually incorrect. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. No, I actually wanted to stop and discuss that. Because a lot of people don't know what the news is. They just pretend that they do. They literally are doing gossip. We don't really do the news in our sector on YouTube. I do the news. Generally, every other platform does gossip, generally speaking. If you want to say academics is in, if I'm in that area somehow, I don't believe that I am. I think I'm off to a whole nother subset. I'm not in that area. But even if you wanted to say him, he'd be the only other person that generally does news. But don't nobody do news. Everybody does gossip. They don't do news. Tell me who does news over here in this sector. As much as, you might love some of these guys' programs, it's not news. It's mostly gossip. It's mostly a thing happening, this is how I feel. You understand what I'm saying? A thing happened and this is how I feel. You understand what it's mostly gossip. Tell me where I'm wrong. And then they come here and they try to get me talking about facts. And they're like, how do you feel about it? That's not what this show is. Every once in a while I tell you how I feel on something. You should be able to tell how I feel about things due to how we talk about it for the most part. But we don't really do gossip over here. every once in a while, after we talked about the whole show and we did all of the news, we talk about whatever we're talking about. But for the most part, we just discuss different facts. People just say what I'm doing is gossip because they call me a liar. I don't be lying. So that's why I'm always laughing at what Trump is going through. Because I know how it feels to just be telling the truth and then people saying you're lying. But you're telling the truth. And then the same people that's calling you a liar is going behind your back trying to destroy everything that you're doing. So then when it don't work, they say that you lied. But you didn't lie. You tried to make a thing happen. It just didn't happen. Because the people that are calling you a liar are the people that's getting in your way. But they pretending like they didn't do nothing. And you just lying. You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. You just gotta look at shit like that and be like, all right. It is what it is. Glory be to God. All the glory be to God. All the glory be to God. It is what it is. If you are enjoying any aspect of the show, you could always pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Also, we have some merchandise pinned. You could also pull up to that. All right, later, PC. Have a good day. Yo, Frost, could we talk about some effery? How did Sexy Red pop up pregnant a week after her sex tape dropped? Could we get Pretty Girl music back? Like, we don't have no music for the pretty girls. We only got music for the ratchet girls. Could some chick come out and make music for the pretty girls? Could the pretty girls get music? I guess that's what Ice Spice is doing. I guess that's the music for the pretty girls for the most part. But they be trying to make her music too ratchet. Like, could we get a like, so it's still ratchet kind of. Could we get a girl that makes pretty girl music for the pretty girls? Ice Spice still makes ratchet music. Could we make pretty girl music? Like, I would really like to see that. Anyway, in any regard, he asked about Sexy Red propping up pregnant all of a sudden. She said she doesn't like to use condoms. So y'all keep looking at her thinking she's gonna catch a disease. I automatically was thinking, well, why wouldn't y'all think she's gonna get pregnant? Also, didn't Krishan Rock just have a kid? That might be the wave to be on. I mean, how is she gonna do it? I don't know if her community endorses having kids. Her community is the ratchet community. She might get kicked out of it, apparently. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know how this shit go, but I don't know how this shit go, fam. I don't know how that go. I'm just being honest with you. I don't understand how to move like that. So I don't really want to criticize the young lady. I don't know what to say about it. What do you think about it? I don't know what to say about it. I don't want to criticize that young lady. I don't want to criticize that young lady. I don't agree. Maybe that's why they released the sex tape. Who knows? Maybe the guy released the sex tape once he found out she was pregnant. Maybe that's the day it happened or some shit. He has like a ton of sex tapes. That's like every encounter they ever had. He's like, if you get pregnant, I'm gonna let it. This is the way we know it's mine. So I guess I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. Dude was like, they found out she was pregnant and dude released the sex tape. Maybe that's why they released it. That's why it was up for so long. Maybe that they trying to make a new trend. You find out you're pregnant, you release the moment, the position you think you was in when it happened. I don't know. mean, I don't know, fam. It's gonna be the new trend. I don't know. I try to be light with her because she was treated pretty badly when they talked about certain aspects of her person. And we're not here for the bullying. We're not doing that. So I really don't want to be too critical of her. I think because she could have been treated a little bit nicer in other regards. So I'm trying not to be too critical. We have 43%. I gotta get it. I don't know. We was in the rain. I guess we gotta wait instead of phone. Just gotta be all the way dry out for a while or something. I don't know. We're hoping that it's gonna improve. I don't know what to say. Like the wire was working, everything was working well, and then something happened, and then it stopped working. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. In any regard, what else y'all talking about? Put it in the chat. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. It's that part of the show. If you are enjoying any aspect of the show, you could always pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Come on, let's go. As you've seen, we got some 10-minute videos out yesterday. We're going to get more out today. Only problem is I can't, where I live at, it's like my reception is not that great. So I'm trying to upload them bitches and it just be taking forever. I mean, so like, what the hell, man? Why is this taking so long? Got to get Wi-Fi up in here. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Come on, let's go. It don't matter. We could go back to Biden in that situation. I do want to say this. It's gonna. I'm interested. It's gonna be interesting to see which. And obviously, we're not talking about politicians at this point, but which activists are gonna come out and speak out in Joe Biden's favor when it's time for the election season, because you do know that more from a moral standpoint, none of them can endorse him for the presidency again. From a moral standpoint, you do understand this, right? Not one of them. The only way he could be endorsed by any of our activists if he's ready to actively put hands on Israel if Israel don't stop. You do understand this, right? I don't know if people understand it. Unless because you can't send the troops over there to help them. And now you know that they're actually the aggressor and just stand down. The hero doesn't do that. The person that America claims us to be. The world power that our politicians claim us to be can't do that. I don't think he's going to do that. So I don't think our activists can endorse him again. The problem is this. The American people are going to nominate him. You do know this, right? That's if there's another election. You do know this, right? Y'all better get more familiar with your Republicans, fam. And I promise you, all of the Republicans that's running know this. If they can get the nomination, they're most likely going to get elected. They all know that. Talking from a real standpoint. They all know that. They're pretty sure of it. I had to turn my phone off earlier so that I don't have to worry. I want to apologize about that. I'm pulling it down to see if it's there, but it's not there. It don't pop back up on the screen apparently. Anything, y'all? We got 65 people in the room, only 21 likes. Is there anything that y'all guys want to discuss? I have a ton of things that I'm supposed to be doing today that I'm going to be trying to get to. I'm hoping to be successful with it. And besides that, we're going to put out some actual 10-minute videos. We're putting out more today. Gonna try to, we had 3 yesterday, I believe, right? The reason why it was only 3 is because I got mixed up at a certain point of the day. I had to caught up doing something. I don't expect to get caught up doing any, well, wow, I might get caught up doing, I got a different thing that I got. Anyway, in any regard, we should have more than 3 today, a minimum of 3. A minimum of 3. At least that's what I'm shooting for. I don't think that I'm going to be making any 10-minute videos on the Biden situation. I'm not going to be making any of those. Will be something on Takashi, YNW Melly. There should be 2 on YNW, 1 more on YNW Melly. There was one I was going to put out the other day. And I guess I'm looking. Also, I'm going to put out one for the situation with the guy that did the thing. So thank you for giving us that. Gotta remember. Make sure I remember. One second. You got 39% on the phone. I don't know. We was just out in the rain that much. Hey, did anybody check out the stuff that we did with the kids the other day? I want to get y'all input on what y'all think about that. But they did go over there to the football people, and they're trying to get the football people to not fuck with me. So apparently they have, I think, intermingled with some of the parents over there to try to create a problem for me, I think. So we're gonna see how it works out. I still don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see how it works out. So something works out, something works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. God got me. Yeah, God got me. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. God got me. It's kind of crazy. Like, so there was a thing that's been on my mind for the last couple of years, and it's really been bothering me. And then it was just lifted. And this whole entire time, it wasn't even a thing for me to be concerned over. So now, not only did I just find out it's not a thing for me to be concerned over, it's also a thing I don't have to be concerned over going into the future. Like, so it's hard for me to say. I don't really want to speak on it and the thing it actually is. So it's like God be moving, right? But if he let us know what he's doing, we might fuck it up. So that's why a lot of times, you know, it's a surprise when it gets to you. You had no idea. Because if we knew what was happening, if we knew what God was doing, we might mess it up. We might get in the way. We might accidentally prevent our progression. But it was something that I literally just put in God's hands, and I tried not to think about it, but it was something that was really important. So I thought about it all the time, but I didn't do anything to affect it. I just let it stand, and it just worked out. There's a reason why God tells us to mind our business. Because we don't even know what's going on in our lives, how he's trying to help us. Imagine if God is trying to help somebody and trying to bless somebody, and you, unbeknownst to you, you're busy doing things that's inhibiting that blessing that God is trying to give. Because you do know that God blesses you when you bless others. So if you're going to go try to bless somebody, sometimes God got to bless you so that you can bless others. So just imagine if somebody is going to go attempt to bless some people with a thing, and then you get in that person's way because you don't want that person to succeed. You're preventing blessings from getting out to others. We don't know what God is doing in the back. We don't know how he's moving to get to our wherever our destination is supposed to be. That's why we're always supposed to be kind, do good. That's why he hates violence. No, just something I was thinking about. What do I know though, right? Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Come on. Obviously, this is the end of the show. It's winding down to the end of the show because I'm running out of battery life. But obviously, this is the end of the show. I'm running out. I got the thing plugged in. The phone got really wet the other day, so I'm having tons of different issues. But I think something else happened. I'm gonna try to do a thing. Anyway, in any regard, how's everybody doing? Do you have anything that y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We at least got about 20, 30 more minutes, I think. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Come on, let's go. Glory definitely be to God, man. All the glory. I've been thinking a thing. I don't know if I should say it. Anyway, we done? That's I don't know. Might be. Breaking news says 6ix9ine gonna go see a judge today. Today's Monday. Oh shit, I gotta go do a thing too. Yeah. Uh, hopefully you don't want him to see a judge. You gotta see a judge sooner or later, right? One of the dudes allegedly his jaw is broken, so you know, I'm pretty sure it's just not gonna be a slap on the wrist. I mean, I don't know how the judicial system goes over there, so you know, maybe it's a slap on the wrist, but that don't know. Maybe he go in there, they be like, the guy's still alive, free that man. I don't know what the fuck they do over there. I know their guys come over here and they chop niggas up with machetes and all type of different shit over here. So the crimes they commit over there is probably a lot worse than a broken jaw. I don't know what the fuck do I know. But apparently one of the dudes got a broken jaw and they already talk about we suing. So people got to stop trying to want to solve problems with violence. One, two, allegedly the girl wasn't his girl. Okay, so basically he's saying it's his girl, but the producer came out. The producer basically said that they're not together no more. Something along those lines. This is what the producer got. So she was in the studio working with a producer. She was talking with 6ix9ine either on the phone or texting or something. At some point, something happened that she communicated to 6ix9ine that made 6ix9ine come to the venue. Her and the producer had already left, but there was other people there. It's a studio. If you know anything about a studio, there's always people there. 6ix9ine and his people go into the studio, whoop some niggas' asses that allegedly don't got nothing to do with anything. One of those guys get a broken jaw, and him or the other guy, I'm not sure which one, basically said they suing. Now, the producer guy that was actually working with her, that they left, said that she basically intimated to him that her and 6ix9ine aren't even together no more. But then I just hear she's pregnant. So I don't understand I don't know what to agree with. I don't know what to tell you. So there's a lot going on over there. There's a lot going on over there. There's a lot going on. (6ix9ine) says that the girl that he was told that she got disrespected, but he didn't say how. Maybe dude banged her, and that's what he calls disrespect to her. I don't know. Breaking news says, I think they have to let him go if he is superstar if something happens to him in prison. I don't know. I don't even know anything about that. Just saying. I don't know anything about that. You think they should let him go because he's a superstar? I don't know anything about that. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. Because then that just means that people are going to just start going to the Dominican Republic with the understanding that whatever crimes they commit, they don't have to worry about prison. I don't know if they want to set that statute. Allegedly, 6ix9ine went there because they disrespected his girl. But allegedly, the producer guy said that they're not together no more. Something like that. So you don't know who to believe. So you just say everything that everybody is saying, right? Fuck it. The hell, you know what to believe? I don't know which one of them is lying. Do you? I guess we'll find out if she throws her support towards 6ix9ine, like, let my man out of jail. Then we know they still together, right? Has she said anything? I didn't say that 6ix9ine said anything. Where did I say that 6ix9ine said anything? I don't understand where you're saying that I said 6ix9ine. I didn't say 6ix9ine said anything, so I don't know why you have to repeat yourself. Like that's something that I'm saying. I didn't say that at all. I'm not sure why you're saying that, why you're repeating that. Why do you need to feel the need to? I'm curious. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know as far as that is concerned. So it is what it is. Allegedly they're not together no more. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what the producer allegedly said. He said it in Spanish. That's what they intimated to. That's what they No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. Please don't make me have to kick you. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I said a thing that you are changing the words that I said to mean the thing that you want it to mean. I didn't say that at all. If you want to play word games with me, I'm going to educate you, then I'm going to kick you. Come on. Tell me where I said it. And then say 6ix9ine said. Just so we can be clear, the information that has came out is that 6ix9ine was jealous. And they said that he said that they disrespected his girl. So that's what I said. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Anything else y'all want to talk about? So when I say somebody else said that somebody said something, he's saying that I said that they said it. You get it? Because I said he said. But I'm saying that somebody else is saying that he said it. So I'm not saying he said it. I'm saying a third person. A third party. A party other than him is saying that he said that. That's why I just kicked you. Shout out to you. Anything else? I don't know anything about the Jets right now. Tell me about them. Did they win the other day? Who they beat? They beat somebody the other day. I think they beat somebody they weren't supposed to beat. I did see that the Giants got robbed for a touchdown in the end zone. They should have got a pass interference call that would have gave them 1st and 1, but the ref just absolutely missed it, I guess, and decided not to call it. I don't know what's on the menu, Kyra. If you sending something to put something on the menu, I would like to have some sandwiches. That'll work. Somebody pull up to the Cash App. The Eagles. Oh, they beat the Eagles? Oh, wow. Eagles fans is salty right now, I promise you. Them niggas is the most angriest that anger could ever angered. Also, you'll be fueling whatever videos that we make this day. Because I'm going to go get that sandwich. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make videos. So pull up to the Cash App. I'm not giving you an order. I'm saying if that's something that you would... Because I can't even talk like regular people. Every time I say something, I got to make sure that I qualify it with... I'm not forcing anybody to do it. Like, this is tiring sometimes, man. It's really tiring sometimes. In any regard. What do y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat, because the battery's about to die any minute. I think we got a little while longer. But they beat the Eagles, so the Eagles is pissed. Nah, cool, Kyra. The Eagle fans is pissed. The Eagle fans got to be angry on top of angry. What the fuck are you talking about? The Eagle fans got to be so angry. Because there's just certain teams that, you know, even when the Jets are good, it's a surprise. You understand? Like, even when the Jets are a good team, it's a surprise. Now, you good? Don't worry about it. Even when the Jets are a good team, it's a surprise. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's always a surprise. So, when you lose to the Jets, it's kind of... It's bad. Yes, whenever the Jets are playing, like when they have a successful season, it's always a surprise. You understand what I'm saying? Whenever they have a successful season, like, it's always a surprise. Like, people just always, like, the Jets don't have a successful season and people like picked it. Gotta find some sports stuff to make some videos on. I still got a little bit of time before I can make thumbnails. I still got a little bit of time before I can make thumbnails, but I gotta find some sports stuff to get into. KC, Bills, Philly, shake my head. Wait, hold on. The Jets did not beat all three of those guys. What are you talking about? The Jets did not beat all three of those. The Jets did. Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? The Jets beat KC? I have not been watching the Jets. The Jets beat KC, the Bills, and Philly? I have not been watching. I haven't been watching fucking football. Wowzers. The Jets is showing up. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to the Jets. On Madden, I generally only use New York teams. So I only use the Jets and the Giants. So the last time that I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So the last time, a funny situation. So the last time I used to use the Jets, like almost primarily, is when Revis was there. And I shit you not, they fucking quarterback was terrible. I used to throw so many interceptions. But I used to win because you couldn't throw to half of my field. Like if you throw it on that side of the field, and I know how to move Revis around because I know how to move my players from one side to the other with the tap of the button. So, you know what I'm saying? If I know that you got a specific play over here that you run over there really, really well, and it's coming up to I'll just throw Revis on that side of the field. So I just want to explain this to you. I even put him in the slot sometimes, to guard the slot receiver. So I want to explain something to you. The Jets their defense was so fucking dangerous. I mean, I couldn't do shit with the offense, fam. I think we had Curtis Martin at that time. Who we had? We had some guy that could run. But I couldn't do nothing with the offense, fam. Our offensive line was trash. I couldn't do nothing. I threw interception after damn interception. But I won so many games. The Damian Tomlinson. But I won so many games. Because I'm getting 4 and 5 interceptions a game, fam. I'm getting 4 and 5 interceptions a game. A game. This is only a 5-minute quarter, fam. Oh, it was Bart Scott. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Shout out to you. I don't remember. Wait, Bart Scott didn't pass away, did he? Did he Bart Scott pass away? I think why do I think I should be saying R.I.P. to Bart Scott? I don't remember. But I don't remember, but if you want to win a bet the Giants will lose, you always get your return this season. I think the Giants are purposely trying to lose because they want to get somebody in the draft. Wink, 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 wink. And if they are, that means next year they can spend money on an offensive line and they can get a quarterback in the draft. Wink, 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 wink. Wink, 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 wink. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. If you are enjoying any aspect of this show today, you can always pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Also, we have a merch center that you could go to. We have a store. We have some pinned items. We have wait, what? What did I say? I'm not sure why you put that. We have go check out our merch. We have some of our merch that's pinned. I'm pretty sure we have some stuff that you like. I'm pretty sure we actually do got some stuff that you like. Why did you put that? I don't know why you put that. Oh, bets. Shit. Yeah, I expect the Giants, but I expected for them to want to lose, and I just explained why. I think that they're trying to get a high pick in the draft. You wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to get $5 get you 500. If I had $5 to bet on it, I'd go get the 500 on who? The Giants? $5 you get. Wait, if I bet for the Giants to lose and the Giants lose, I get 500? Like, who are they playing? Somebody's favored? They're favored? I can't bet, by the way. I don't bet, but I don't gamble. But that's not a gamble. I don't gamble though. Oh, wowzers. I'm not big on gambling though. But that's probably not a gamble, to be honest with you. And also all things in moderation. I don't know. It's a particular thing because it is all things in moderation. So as long as I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll look up the site. Let me screenshot that. You be having good information. Let me screenshot that. Boom. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Nah, we gotta. I need to get a freaking dry erase board. I need a dry erase board. Yeah, I need a dry erase board. I need a dry erase board. All things in time. I used to have one. When we was in the Bronx, I had one. I need a new one. I need a larger one. I had a smaller one there. I need a really large one. I don't know what to put it on. Really, really large one. All right, what we doing this morning? Come on, we got a couple of minutes left. Remember, my phone got wet the other day, so it's not operating correctly. That's also why the screen is blurry as shit right now. It got blurrier again. So we're gonna hope this dies down some. And I got some actual stuff I gotta do. It's not available in the state of New York. Oh, okay. Appreciate you, KJ. Maybe you should do a VPN. I am not trying to tell anybody to break the law, by the way. I was making a joke. It was not a joke, but I wasn't trying to tell anybody to break the law. I was just saying a thing. But don't break the law. They had like a festival thing going on here the other day for Georgia, the state, the country. I was gonna go out there. They had like a whole bunch of food and stuff, but I don't know if like they would have. I would have went out there and got and filmed them, but I spoke to one of the police officers and they kind of made it sound like they would have preferred if it wasn't that type of situation. Happy birthday to David Busher. But I would have liked to go out there. They had like a whole thing going on. They had like a stage. Like it was lit. Like when I was walking past looking at it, it was dope. Like they had a whole stage. And they had like a show going on the stage. It was dope. It reminded me of some of those movies. I watch a lot of Asian movies. So it reminds me of like one of those movies, a specific movie where it was basically a theater that like the mobsters was trying to do something to a theater. I forgot the name of the movie, but it was really good. And the like they was trying to like assassinate people and shit like that. And you could see like the theater with the black drop and the people like performing and stuff like that. I watch weird movies, man. It's a foreign movie. It's a foreign movie. It's from Korea or some shit. I don't know, Taiwan or some shit. So not Korea, Taiwan. It's from it's Chinese. It's from China. What up, Level Up? Salute. It's from China, I believe. But they look Japanese. It got to be from Japan. They look Japanese. It's from Japan. It's from Japan. Oh, shout out to Level Up. He said he sent $5 through Zelle. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. Salute. If anybody else want to also support the platform, you can pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. They look Japanese, so I think it was Japan. But it could have been Korea. So I don't think all Asians look alike, and I think that you could tell the difference. So Koreans and Japanese tend to look more Anglo-Saxon to me. While, you know, not all Koreans, because they anyway, it's I know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be racist in any regard. It's either was a Korean film or it was a Japanese film. But Japanese films, they don't be making those. So it's a Korean film. That's why I think it was a Korean film. And anyway, in any regard, everything that they had out there was just so beautiful. I would have went live too, but I didn't want to go in there and like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, these guys, I mean, they don't even speak my language. They probably, I go in there and they probably think, like, you know, I don't know. I didn't want to disrupt anything. But it was beautiful. And they had like nice like outfits on, and like they had like beautiful backdrops and paintings and stuff. Like it was so nice. And respectful. It was just really nice and respectful. It was really nice. Anyway. It was really nice. Yep, we dropping videos today. We are definitely dropping 10-minute videos today. Because there's a couple I want to make. So we definitely. There's a couple I want to make. Think about right now. I got to find a sports topic to discuss. Don't worry. Everything is working out. God is doing magnificent things behind the scenes. Some of the stuff I don't even know about yet. Apparently. That's so much of a factual statement. In any regard, what else y'all want to talk about? Our phone is still the countdown. We got our jump off. It's plugged in. It's just that my wire, like I said before, the phone got wet. So I don't know if it's the wire or the phone. I'm gonna have the problem solved soon. I don't know. I think it just got wet. I think the phone just got wet, and I gotta wait. No, that's it. Now I'm thinking about a thing. Give me a second. Oh, I can't even. Yes, I can. Can I? Give me 1 second. Do this right now while it's on my mind. We'll get that fixed. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Come on, let's go. They make incredible sandwiches over there though. They was giving away like free food and stuff. I don't know if the food was free. Somebody told me it was. Probably had to pay for it. In any regards, I was gonna go through there, but like I said, I just I didn't. I don't know. I just felt like some people. There's always gonna be the people that's gonna think that you're doing something more than what you're actually doing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I would have liked to go there though. It looked really nice. It looked like a movie set. Like I like period piece movies. Like for real, for real. I watch a lot of period piece movies. That's why I watch a lot of foreign films. You know, I watch a lot of foreign films. I like period piece movies because I want to see princesses and queens, and I want to see women acting dignified and men with honor. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go to movies like that to get that most of the time. You know what I'm saying? That's I want to see that. I don't want to. I don't want to. Everybody don't have to be unscrupulous. Like you know what I'm saying? Like like everybody don't have to be a jerk. Like I'm tired of seeing these movies where everybody's the bad guy. Like okay, America, we get it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Everybody's a bad guy. We get it, America. We get it, Hollywood. I don't need to see that all the time. This is the way I look at it. Like, but who am I? What the fuck do I do? Right? What else we talking about? Put it in the chat. This shit is ticking down fast, man. We had 15. We had 19%. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it at the chat. Thinking about the different things that I gotta do. Let me see how warm it is outside. King Josh says they keep finding ways to keep 6ix9ine relevant. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He ran into a studio, beat a guy up, broke one of the dude's jaws in Dominican Republic. He's getting sued. He's also in trouble with the law. I guess that's a reason to talk about him. Nobody's keeping him relevant. He's literally just did something that is uber stupid. He was like, "There's guys out there doing some dumb things. I'm gonna tap them." And then he tried. He seems to be relatively successful at this point, and because that didn't make any sense. Tell me where the lies at. Tell me what part of what he did made sense. But like I said, he said they disrespected his girl. The producer that she was working with said something along the lines of, she said he's not his girl no more. The report came out is that he's saying that she was disrespected. That's what the report is saying. I'm not saying that. I don't know what he said and or did not say. And for the people that was in here when the other dude was in here before I kicked him, you understand that I have no choice but to talk like this. Like I have no choice but to talk to people like they children. And then people get mad at me and say that I act like I think I'm better than people. I don't think I'm better than nobody. I'm just constantly having conversations with people that I have to talk to like they children. In any regard. Anyway. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. It's frustrating, man. That they have to consistently talk to people like they children. That not being able to have meaningful conversations that mean anything. To be saying so many things that people should be taking seriously, but nobody's gonna take it seriously because I'm saying it. I don't know. Anyway, what y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. My apologies. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Come on, let's go. Not everybody is meant to hear. So Level Up said NBA season, can't wait for it to start. Um, I hope this is one of those situations where the New York Knicks are going to be better with their player development. I think that that's actually where we lose out at. Our player development is terrible. No idea when the season opener is. Our player development is terrible. Like, we get players and we don't develop them. That's the issue. That's the issue and problem I have with New York. I think that we need to stop drafting people with the under the, come here, you're gonna have a good time. I think we need to get more people that don't care about having a good time. 24, thank you. I don't know what that means. I think we need to get draft people that 24th. Draft people that want to be in the gym. Draft people that want to win. Draft people that want to get a family. Like, that'll be the number one thing. I'm trying to draft kids that's trying to get married. Somebody that has a long-term girlfriend. Probably, foundation, you know. I'm trying to draft somebody that has, I want to meet your wife, before we decide to draft you. Who's your girlfriend? I want to see your family, your girlfriend. How long y'all been dating? This is important. I'm not looking to necessarily draft anybody that, don't have any foundation behind them, no stability. Um, you're going to be an incredible player for 2 years, but we're looking in a different direction. Because once you hit that NBA grind, once you get these millions of dollars that we're about to give you, what are you going to do with it? You going to go be Ja Morant, or you going to go be Kobe Bryant? Dame and Giannis is absolutely going to be a nightmare. That's a fact. Obviously, everybody should have. We got 12% on the phone. If you are sending any support, you should be sending it immediately. Of course, we're gonna go off any minute now. I'm trying to wait until it just dies itself. But I'm gonna wait until it's almost about to die so the live ain't stuck open for hours and hours on end. Dame and Giannis is gonna be a problem because Dame is the one thing Giannis was really missing. Middleton played that role really, really well, and that's a guy at the end of the game when they need a shot could get their own shot and shoot for range, which we all know that Dame could do. So they're going to be absolutely terrorist up, not terrible, but they're going to be a terror. Uh, they're going to be. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly, in my opinion. I could be wrong though. What do I know? Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. So that's another reason why I heard about the Knicks looking to trade for Zion. We always hearing that. I think that that's fake. I think that Zion's agents just keep the Knicks in the mix so he could have leverage. But if the Knicks was to trade for Zion, uh, allegedly Zion's going to be playing center this year. If the Knicks was to trade for Zion and they're going to put Zion at center, I want to keep Randall. We can't give up Randall, and we can't give up who he playing our small forward, but he was drafted as a two guard, the Canadian dude. But a couple of the other young players, I'll be okay with letting go of, and depending on how many years Zion is still locked in for. Well, I wouldn't trade for Zion, just so we could be clear. But if the Knicks were to trade for him for the next year or two, we'd probably be competitive. But over a long period of time, like he can't even get in the court, right? But this is the conversation that they're having. Also, I don't even think he's up for being traded. Like I said before I even started talking. I personally wouldn't trade for him.